Hello, my name is Bradley Hopper. This is Charter Schools of America English class, connecting the world together. Bradley Hopper. Introduction about greetings and basic knowledge you need to know about culture. What do we need to know? Customs, etiquette, religion, and greetings etiquette. Religion is a huge one over there, but we'll talk about that. Business needs to know, business law, what to know for a school business in Thailand. So what does the law require? What licenses? What kind of building? What kind of all sorts of questions in regarding the demographics of having a entire new company there. Employees need to know. Teachers are the employees, or most of the employees, and they need to know how to obtain a license if they do need to do a license. So we'll talk about that as well. The other thing too that doesn't talk about was that's in our slides is what does it require for a Thai owner to own a business? It does have to be a Thai nationality, so that's the hard part about that. So we'll talk about that. About culture, let's learn about the culture. First off, I had the opportunity. Let me move my camera so you could see this picture. I had the opportunity to actually go to Thailand, and so some of these pictures are actually my own. This is the way. Now we're going to talk a lot about the way because it's so important on how to greet somebody. Um, when you do the way, and then I'll teach you another way that it actually doesn't give you in any of the resources that I found, doesn't give you the other way to actually greet somebody. I'm going to show you that with my own gestures. Um, so this is before going to Thailand. You need to know this. There's not handshakes or anything like that. You just basically bow, and the older person you bows more. So not a king bow though. So king bow is a perpendicular bow. So if somebody was 90 that you're talking to, you would bow less. So you do kind of a thing instead of, and so that's basically what that's saying. Um, the hostess takes the leftovers of your food when you're invited to a home or something like that. Need to know the culture. Okay, don't touch people's heads. So the head is the sacred part of the body. It's the most pure, and the feet are the most dirtiest part because they touch the ground and everything. So the feet never go higher than the head. Just think of it that way. Um, don't step on Thai money. I just basically summed all this up and just saying um, don't put your feet over anything, really. Be careful. Take your shoes off. That's another thing it talks about. So this is the religion of the country, Thailand, Buddhism. You'll see a lot of actually elephant statues that I remember passing when I was there. We went up the east coast of Thailand, um, and so yeah, got the opportunity to see a lot of the idols. They had huge statues, kind of similar to this, but they had elephants with black hair. I don't know if that's another version of an idol. Let's see. So you could read that. All right. So customs and etiquette, kind of similar, but this is a new one up top here, and that is. And I remember doing this when I was especially in Bangkok. They would play the national anthem over these loudspeakers on the streets and everything. Do not move. You're just still and just waiting for the music and just listening to it. This is at 8 o'clock in the morning and then 6 o'clock at night. That's 1800. Those of you who don't know military time. Um, remove your shoes. We talked about that. Clothes. Make it sure you're just not provocative. They're not a very provocative people. So women, you can't wear spaghetti straps. You can't show a lot of skin. in that country. And a lot of those Eastern countries, Asia, Europe, and all those places kind of have kind of similar things. So if you guys go anywhere else, just make sure you know what that is about. I'm gonna move the camera back up and oh, dude, coon, yeah, coon, is Mr. and Mrs. Um, in their language. There's no difference. You just use coon. So, Coon Bradley Hopper. That's my name in Thai. Um, yep. We talked about the stopping. Next slide. Don't. The bottom of your feet again. Women, do not sit or nor talk to a monk. Oh, going back to the bottom of the feet. So this slide here, it's very unusual. Um, you can see the picture right there, up at the top right here, and you'll see they're touching my feet, which is very unusual. I was doing a little wrestling with them, and they had fun. And so I think for your kids, in certain circumstances, if you're out in public, you don't want to do this. So these are things to get if you're going over there to live and to work and getting a work visa. These are things you've got to know about their culture because they are very, very strict to that culture, the etiquettes and just the culture in general. Okay, next slide. We kind of talked about this, the Thai way. Let's see. Etiquette and eating. Oh, eating. So yeah, you leave your leftovers. There's not chopsticks there. I know most Asian countries have kind of chopsticks and stuff. There's none of that. And we got to speed up just a tad bit. So, business law. Let's talk about the business side of things. Okay, so we got the culture down kind of. It's also humid over there, just to know for culture wise, you know. Business owners, you got to be Thai. So how does an American actually own a business over there, like charter school, to teach English? Well, they have to have a Thai owner. There's no other way around. So you have to have partnership with the Thai nationality. They have to be 20 years of age or older, bachelors on a democratic form of government of head of state, no bankruptcy, never been fired from a government position, no history of canceled school license, not judges as incompetent, not judged as incompetent, never in prison. Pretty self-explanatory. Company requirements. So this is like talking about the building only for education. Must have enough capital. So it can't be like when I say the education, the building is set aside for just education. There must not be capital, money to run the business. There must have capital. Must have major Thai shareholders and list number of shareholders as well as the number of shares that each shareholder holds. Only one Thai director. And we're getting down to the end here. Teachers, most teachers have to have TCTs. So this doesn't really affect an American as much as a Thai person. These are when, depending on what school too, it talks about that. If you have a school that's just for strictly education purposes or teaching English, then what happens is that you'll see in a couple slides from now that it actually says that they welcome that. They want people in Thai to learn English, and so they welcome that as well. Those of you who are reading, let me move that so that way you can see the bottom there. So these are just some, ideas of what qualifies a teacher. Have a teaching credential. There is a teaching council. Pretty much short answer, yes. Teachers want to teach English. Again, they're not going to stop you. They need to not have a license if the first time they beginning teaching at schools. You could obtain the license if you're teaching other things again. The political. Just to think of this is they're very respectful to their political figures there. The king never talked bad about them. That kind of thing. Now, this is where it talks about the English skills. TCT, you don't have to have your foreign teacher coming and teaching. This picture down here is me at a group home, and this is another group home. I was teaching two different times, just different things. I did some coloring and stuff, some fun activities, and then taught them a little bit of English, what each thing is as we were doing things. And so this was me. Again, I was just there for a month, so very humid. You'll see the stuff that I'm wearing is very, very soft, and that when you go there doing a business, you're definitely wearing their. They have a name for this, and I can't remember what the life of me what it's called, but it's a certain thing that you could get there, like pants. But they're kind of like scrubs in a way. I think of them as scrubs. And then the references that I have. There's a few references on the bottoms of those. I let you mostly read the sides, and I was just bringing out the bullet points. So it is possible to have a charter school business in Thailand. There's just some loopholes, like any other probably country. Obviously, they want to support their own country first, and so which is legit, and so yeah, they're very welcoming though. They're very friendly. Just know that they have a lot of things you got to know before you go. And that's the end of my presentation.